So the WNBA are turning on the Aces. They are turning on the team that they said were contenders. The team that, ironically, a lot of, the quote-unquote new WNBA fans that don't know anything and don't know enough about the game were watching and saying, we watched this team. They're not very good. They're not very good. And this is a team that, according to ESPN, were on paper contenders. We're supposed to be contenders. According to ESPN, this was meant to be the best starting five in the WNBA. In fact, they have, on the season, if I'm not mistaken, they have a negative plus minus. They have a negative. They're losing games. Obviously, they're 2-2. But if you look at the schedule, they lost by, where was it? They lost by 20. Then they lost by, well, they killed the Wings in preseason. Then everyone was saying, oh, they're actually unbelievable. Look, they made this good Wings team look bad. No, the Wings suck. Then they lost by 14, won by 25, won by 3, lost by 20. They're negative in their games. And by the way, they only beat a team a Mystics team who suck without Brittany Sykes by 3. They are very close to being 1-3 on the season. They are being very, very close. They're very, very close to being 1-3. But yeah, it is a mad situation because you're seeing this on ESPN. Does Aja need help? This is the same ESPN that said she was the 11th best player. I think it was the 11th best player in the WNBA. That Jackie Young was, I think, the 7th best player in the WNBA. That Aja is the best player in the WNBA. That Jewel Lloyd is still a top 20 player in the WNBA. This is the same. This is the exact same team that ESPN thought was the third best team in the WNBA and were potentially going to be the best team in the WNBA this season. They literally put them in. And by the way, in terms of championship odds, they had better odds than the Minnesota Lynx. And I never understood that. I said that when I was saying, I was like, this team's not better than the Fever. I ranked them 4th, and I think I'm wrong with ranking them 4th. They are not better than the Indiana Fever. They are... Look, I don't know about the Seattle Storm. The Storm are going to... They're so reliant on playing 35-plus-year-olds, 35 minutes a game. They're eventually going to... Something's eventually going to go wrong with the Storm. But this is Aja Wilson. Aja Wilson has gotten outplayed in 2 of her 4 matchup games. She got outplayed, and you could argue 3. You could argue 3 because that first game against the Liberty, Stewie. But they didn't directly match up with each other. Stewie was better than Aja in this game. In fairness, Aja did... she slightly got the better of John Quell, I guess. But they kind of matched... Did Stewie match up to Aja? So let's be honest. The only game where Aja Wilson's got without doubt, unquestionably gotten the better of her matchup was when she matched up to whoever the hell starts a power forward for the Connecticut Sun. Kiki Iriafen got the better of Aja Wilson. Does Aja need more help? At this stage, Aja, as Angel Reese once said, Aja was no help. And that's not saying Aja Wilson's not the best player on this team. She's leading the team in every single statistical category. And that's not even, I say that as a knock on the team more than knock on Aja Wilson. Aja Wilson has still been, it's a close one between Aja Wilson and Jackie Young for who the best player on this team has been. Chelsea Gray has decided, I'm no longer a point guard, let me turn into Arike. And you never go full Arike. Never, if you are a basketball player, the best bit of advice that I can give you is if you're watching the WNBA is never go full Arike. Because if you go full Arike, you know it's not going to go well. She stopped passing the ball. She has almost as many assists as turnovers, and she's just chucking. She just lets it fly. And Jewel Lloyd is Jewel Lloyd. Jewel Lloyd is Jewel Lloyd. Let's be real. Jewel Lloyd is Jewel Lloyd. You know what you're getting for Jewel Lloyd. But at the same time, it really is, this team is mad. And ESPN are already like, oh, Aja Wilson needs more help. When Aja got absolutely locked down by Kiki Iriafen and Nneka Wimke. Got completely locked down. And yes, she was fantastic against the New York Liberty. She was fantastic against the Liberty. And she foul baited so well against the Connecticut Sun. But we're looking at Aja Wilson. If we're saying this so far this year, for me, Aja Wilson has not played up to scratch. Chelsea Gray is what was expected from Chelsea Gray. She's scoring a bit better, but she's not passing the ball. Chelsea Gray's eighth best point guard in the WNBA. I think that's what anyone who watched last year would assume. 7th, 8th best point guard. That's fine. Jewel Lloyd is Jewel Lloyd. Jewel Lloyd is Jewel Lloyd is Jewel Lloyd. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, she shot what 6% from the field last year, 26% from three, and she's shooting a bit better from three this year, I guess. But like, she missed her first 10 shots. Like, this Aces team's not very good. And you're now seeing ESPN saying, oh, how much more help, or how can we give Aja a bunch of help? When ironically, the help that Aja had, Aja Wilson did in fact imply that the only reason that help got to the position she was in because of her privilege, and that player is cooking. He's absolutely cooking. But yeah, like, ESPN literally out here, the disrespect towards Kelsey Plum, the disrespect ironically towards Jackie Young, because did you guys not see it last year when Jewel Lloyd was signed from ESPN? The Aces have a new big three: Aja Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and Jewel Lloyd. The Aces have a new big three. Jackie Young, who's been their best player, was not even in that. The disrespect towards the players that were the best, some of the best players for the Aces last year, outside of Aja Wilson, is crazy. Is absolutely crazy from the media. And look, Aja Wilson is not good enough to win without teammates, and that's fine. This Aces team is worse than last year's team, which I stand by, and I stand by what I said at the start of the year. Aja Wilson's going to have to average 30 for this team to win too many games, and Aja Wilson is. I'm not saying she's worse than last year. She's still arguably the best player in the world. We're not going that far. We're not going that far to say Aja Wilson's bad, but I'm going far enough to say this Aces team is the 4th or 5th best team in the WNBA. Like, it is, like, they're the 4th or 5th best team. And that is, that's completely fine. It's completely fine. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous seeing ESPN posting how much, or does Aja need help? Talking about, does Aja Wilson need more help? She's having to do everything. But then before the season, they said, and then by the way, a year ago, let's not forget, a year ago, it was, people were being gaslit into thinking, it's like, the Olympians were actually the 12 best players in the world. They actually picked the 12 best players in the world in the Olympics. Oh, you can say what you want, but like, they really did. They picked the 12 best. Chelsea Gray is the best point guard in the WNBA. Jewel Lloyd is the best 12 player in the WNBA. And like, when I had my list, I had Jewel Lloyd ranked like 35. I never made my top 50 list. I had Jewel Lloyd ranked 35. And in my notes was, could be lower. I had Jewel Lloyd ranked freaking like 35. And that's the thing. I had Jackie Young ranked around where they had them. I had Aja ranked 2. But I had Chelsea Gray not in my top 50. And I didn't release that video because, well, one, it was a bit too late by the time there was so much mad stuff starting at the start of the season. I think I will do it now. But I did not have Chelsea Gray ranked inside my top 50 WNBA players. And I knew that they would kill me because, her nickname's Point Guard. Like, I'm sorry, that Point Guard nickname has got people going, completely overrating her as a player. And you're seeing here, does Aja need help? And it's like, ironically, yeah, Aja Wilson does need help. But ESPN can't be the ones. I said it. I tweeted out, reminder, the Aces have more top 25 players than anyone else according to the WNBA. According to ESPN, the Aces are the only team with 4 top 25 players. According to ESPN, Chelsea Gray is better than Natasha Cloud. Like, the reality is that the New York Liberty have 5 top 30 players. They have 5 top 30 players. The Aces have 2. If we're being honest, the Aces have 2, the Liberty have 5. The Lynx entire starting 5 when Caleb McBride comes back are top 30 players. The Lynx have 5. Maybe Carlton's just a bit outside top 30. But like, the Lynx have 4, the Liberty have 5, the Fever have 2.5. I have 2.5 top 30 players, top 25 players. Because I don't know about Kelsey Mitchell. But yeah, that's the thing. That is the thing. The WNBA have overrated the Aces by so much because the WNBA media are just Aja stans. They're Aja stans. And it's now, when people are now starting to watch basketball this year, they realize that, yeah, these other players aren't good enough, with the exception of Jackie Young. Jackie Young's fantastic. And by the way, Angel Wilson might still be the best player in the world. I don't believe she is. I believe Fee Collier is. I think the Fee is just maybe just a better system. But like, it was back in the day. It is just Aces stands overhyping players to play for the Aces. And that is literally the media, which is now becoming a problem because it is a very, very true thing that Angel Wilson needs help. That Angel Wilson needs better players around her if she wants to go and lead a team to a championship, especially with the way teams are. That is a completely fair point to make. But ESPN can't make it because ESPN said the Olympians were the best players. They tried to gaslight people who watched games. These were people that were not watching games, trying to gaslight people who did watch games into just automatically agreeing with their opinion. And if they didn't agree with their opinion, then they were the ones that were wrong. Because, again, if you guys didn't see in all of my videos, or in my pre-season, they got way worse about the Aces. Angel Wilson needs to carry the Aces again for them to be contenders. And Angel Wilson doing every single thing. Angel Wilson is doing everything for the Aces. She's still not carrying them enough to win. But anyway, I'll see you guys.